music theory can be a very daunting thing for some people coming into the composition world because they feel like if you don't know it, it is just give up. It's never going to happen for you. But realistically, how important is theory to you? How often does it come into your work? Do you rely on it? Gina, do you want to take this one?
So I've done uni and a master's, and I think at that point you'd think my theory would be good, but my theory is not that good. Like I can read music, but I'm not very good at like analyzing harmony and stuff like that. It's always something that I'm trying to get better at because like I find myself kind of stuck in a pattern of like writing the same progressions, or like I'll play on the piano and my hands like fall in a certain way and I'm just like, oh, this sounds the same as something else I've wrote before. So I've started taking up guitar lessons in a hope that it will help my theory in like a kind of practical way, because then I'll think about like voicings that I probably wouldn't play on a piano and stuff like that. But really, I don't think about theory unless I'm really stuck and I'm kind of like, oh, how can I make this better? How can I make this? If I'm just like noodling around and I'm not getting what I want, I'll just then try and figure out what it is that I want and how I can get that, and yeah, take it from there. But no, I don't think my theory is anything to sing home about.
I mean, it's interesting with you say kind of falling into the same voicings and such because I feel like it's a bit of a blessing and a curse because naturally you're going to be inclined to play voicings and play progressions that feel good to you and almost define your sound in a few ways. So I think it's great in that aspect, but of course if you're composing for clients or you're looking to kind of branch out something slightly different, you've got to force your way out of those set
Yeah.
ways. And it's an interesting kind of back and forth relationship between that type of thing. What about yourself, Noah? How often does theory come into your work?
Yeah, so I have pretty strong feelings about kind of how I think theory and ear training should be studied. I really think that the most important thing is to get the way that things sound in your ears. And you know, no matter if you're studying harmony or counterpoint or any of that. So I certainly studied that, but I kind of put the color of what things sound like kind of at the forefront. And so these days, I don't really overtly think about theory. There's just kind of a more of a Rolodex of like different colors I want to use from studying it all those years. But I think way more important to get it in your ear than to, you know, what you're doing on paper.
Awesome, love that answer. Yeah, trust your ears. That's a really really good way to look at it. And yourself, Julie?
I find there are two main times that I will use theory knowledge. One is if I'm trying to go for a specific sound and I'm like studying other music to kind of hear the progressions that they're using and what kind of like arranging are they using or instruments or whatever. And that happens fairly often, like especially if like a client sends me temp music, I'd be like, okay, what do they like about this? And I kind of dissect it a little bit. The other time will be when I'm doing interactive music, of course. So like right now I'm working on um, uh, entirely like dynamic interactive music game, and like the musical stingers have to be in the same key as the background music, and the of course the layers and branching, everything has to be in the same key, and there's also a whale that sings, and that the whale has to sing in roughly the same key. So that, like, to do very complex technical stuff like that, I do have to think about like, okay, what key am I going to be in, what scale am I in, what are complementary scales, what tensions are okay, not okay, yeah, stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, makes complete sense. So having a little bit of that theory knowledge, even to the basic level, then stretching it all the way up to the more complex stuff is useful. I think is what we can all agree on there.